Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the MRC Pontiac for our monthly public video. Welcome to the MRC on Facebook Live monthly public video. That's great, and are we on Facebook Live new sound system tonight because we have breaks from the audience. Even audience in the room, the sound was kind of muffled, so even audience, we hope that it's going to be steady tonight. Before we hope that first we're going to actually go through our TNO, we're going to actually go through the agenda. TNO lecture here to speak that we will be here for lecture here. 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 We will be here for lecture here.
We're now on number 7. We're on to the resolution. Now, number 7. Look at the items of the resolution. Now, Councillor Edwin, 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 items of the Facebook Live, Audience that watch these meetings at home. And for them, it's been frustrating because our sound hasn't been good. So with them, we invested a little bit to improve our sound system. But anyone at this meeting, so that people at home hear you, have to use a microphone. Anyone at this, so each of you will be doing that. Thank you. Public question period for the TNO. Is there anyone here who'd like to address us about item in the TNO? Okay, no, thank you. Finances, we ask Annie Vaillancourt, our Director of Finance, to come up and present.
Bonsoir, good evening. Pour le TNO, dans le dernier mois, il y a eu des dépenses de 116 411,09, so a total of $116,411.09 spent in the TNO in the last month. There's been quite a few invoices for road maintenance. Most of it is actually the road maintenance expenses and a little bit of supplies and, of course, gas for vehicles. And there was an invoice for shares to the MRC of $11,000.
Thank you, Annie. Are there any comments or questions about that report? Thank you, Annie. Okay, could I have a resolution, please, to approve it? Moved by Councillor Raymond Pilon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Thank you. And now could I have a resolution to close this meeting? Moved by Councillor Brent Orr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. So now we're going to begin our public meeting of the Council of Mayors. And it is at this time that we'll first of all have a resolution to go in camera. Could this be moved by Mayor Lynn Cameron? All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. So as I explained to our audience a few minutes ago, this happens occasionally. We have a couple of items. We have to just have a brief discussion about in camera. So it just means that we need to ask our staff and our audience and our media to just go out into the hallway and we can show you where you can wait, and we'll call you right back in when we're ready. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what you gotta read.
apparently our new sound system is working so well that it's picking up even some whispering that's going on at this table. So I'm saying that just as a fair warning to everybody at the table. One person only speaking, and apparently we don't need the microphone. And even when you're making your deputation, we've got these very sensitive speakers or on the table, microphones. Okay, so we'll go to our public agenda. And we'll open the meeting. The attendance sheet has already gone around. Could I have someone move a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. To remind you that this is being recorded and will be on Facebook Live, as it is right now, will be available on the website tomorrow. Number 3, I have already read the language of your choice and the reminder about the declaration of decorum. Number 5, the reading and adoption of the agenda. We've been asked by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong and also Mayor Donnie Gagnon to add an item to the agenda about Hydro-Quebec. We've had some interruptions too in the last week, and we want to give Mayor Corey Spence and Mayor Odie Godin all an opportunity to speak about it. So we're going to add that, I guess at the end, 18.4 under miscellaneous, Hydro-Quebec. Great. And so with that addition, could I have someone move adoption of the agenda? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Okay, seeing none, could I have someone move the adoption of the minutes from the last sitting? Moved by Mayor Carl Mayer. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. The report from the Youth Council. The Youth Council have been in exams, so there won't be a report tonight. They've had a very active year and they're on a little bit of a break for the summer, and they'll be back in September. I believe we have a presentation of our 2 new cadets for the summer. Are they here, Julie? Oh, I think we were going to introduce them. Julian, why don't you stand up? Do you know the names? Could you tell us about, okay. Why don't you repeat from last year? And his name is?
No.
And would you stand up and get the names of our shoe
Matthias.
And Matthew Shaw?
I think it's
Matthias.
Shaw, it's from Shawville.
Great.
And the young Biancourt lad was here last year. I can't remember his first name. It starts with an Mathieu.
Yeah, short dark hair. And Julian, would you like to just stand up and tell everyone what the cadets do for us? Why is it so important for us to have the cadets?
Yeah, so last year was our first year in a few years we've had any desire for cadets, what they do. So that there's 2 students in college for Technique Policière who come to the area on their school break and do cadets. Essentially, they work out of the police station here. They'll be the eyes and ears for the police officers. They are not agents because they're not done their course and they haven't been put into the police force themselves. But they'll often go around to all your local activities, boat launches and areas that are maybe problematic on request of the municipality to kind of have their eyes open in local parks and areas where kids might play. So they'll check on those and make contact them. They are allowed to write.
William. Any questions or comments? Okay, thank you. 9.2 for information, we have something that we're very proud of, and I'm going to actually ask Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong and Mayoress Christine from her to describe this, but I will simply say that it's an example of two municipalities working very well together. So, ladies, mayors, would you please come up here? Come up here so you can look at the screen and just, I'd like you to come up and present this to everyone who's listening and to the mayors at the table. Thank you. Very proud of you. Bring your award to me. Sure. Okay. Okay.
So this past May, we were invited in Saint-Donat to, for Village Galette. Last year, we were nominated for Village Galette, 2 towns together. I think we were the first ones to be nominated, yes, for both towns. And this year, every year they give a prize out to the one that did kind of like an innovation prize. Usually this prize is given out to members that have been there for at least 5 to 10 years. And this was our first year, and we won it with the project that was done in Mansfield. So the project was La Halle de Ferraille and Le Sentier Lumineux. So it matches with the Sentier Lumineux matches with the red bridge lights. You have a half and you can change the lights on it for 60 seconds. So we got the biggest laureate in Saint-Donat last May for that project, and we are both proud of it because it's 2 towns that got together and wanted to make their towns more pretty.
And can you just explain what the Village Relais is?
Village Relais is a safe place for people traveling and stopping over for a night, for sleeping in their trailers and stuff like that. And then we got lots of businesses to get in with us, like the restaurants, grocery stores, and just how many services we can offer these people coming into our town. And we met them last year, right? And 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they talked to us for half an hour, asked us to leave the hall for 5 minutes, and we came back in and we were nominated. So this year we got the prize. And very proud. Yes. And like she said, usually it's done for 1 town only, but since just 1 town could not supply everything that they needed, well, we decided to do it together, and they decided it was a good idea.
And yes. And on that note of 2 towns, there was 1 award. And so our pro warden quickly said, well, this bronze statue you've given me is very nice, but we're going to have to be sharing it back and forth. So could we please have another one? They said, no problem. So 1 in Port Columbia and 1 in Mansfield. So well done. Thank you so much. That's great. Okay, we'll go on to my warden's report. In the last month, so I attended a CPO meeting. I went to FQM in Quebec City with Kim. Trans-Colin meeting, dossier santé with the CPO, just the health file. A meeting with, some of you were there, I think Bill and Ed were, Sophie Chattel and Minister Bibo, a consultation on agriculture at the Little Red Wagon. I had a meeting up in Elena Kaywood. Chip had an interview, multi-resource committee, evaluation meeting up in Elena Kaywood. HR meeting, a volley trois meeting, investment committee, a presentation on solar energy for those of us who are on the reusable energy committee, opening of the Case Desjardins in Mansfield, meeting of the SADC, the vitalization committee, AGA for TDSP, Bill 57 event that's concerning, many of us were at the RA for that. To do with the protection of elected people, the AGA for Tourism Pontiac, a second meeting with Minister Dubé and Minister Lacombe, CPO, concerning the bonus. Youth Council meeting, a prep meeting, a plenary meeting, the AGA for Jardin Educative, press conference with Andre Fortin, which Sandra Armstrong attended, and Lynn Cameron and Christine Francoeur and Bill McCleary out in front of the hospital in Shawville. The CPO, another meeting, Shoot Calunge. Yesterday, I drove with Rochelle and Annette Loss to Stardale, and Alain Gagnon joined us, and Colin from Credo to see the interjects. And the interjects, I have pictures, I should have put them up, but Alain, why don't you describe what the visit was like?
Oh, they showed us, they were installed in 2011. It's a solar panel farm. I believe it covers
30 acres.
330 acres. It's rows of solar panels. It's impressive, but well done. Basically out of sight. If you drive on any road, you will see it. Cedar edge, all fenced in. It's just a park.
And what our audience may not know is, thanks to Rochelle, our staff person who's really led the way with this and helped us move forward. And she's done interviews, and we've been called the pioneer of solar energy in Quebec because we have already sent out a request for interest. And I just want you to know that on the 330 acres, if I asked you to guess, you couldn't guess, so I'll just tell you, 144,000 panels. And these panels, it takes them 10 to 24 hours to clean the snow off them, and they have these two machines that have a long blade that air comes out of. So air is what takes the snow off. And what impressed us most of all is that this is linked right into the hydro wires that are there. So it goes right into the local system. And we definitely, Odie, Donnie, Corey, Sandra could use that. But one other thing, that it was agricultural land. We're trying to avoid that. But they actually scraped the topsoil off 330 acres, and they've kept it because most solar farms eventually close. And when that happens, they'll bring all the soil back. So it was 28 megawatts, and it was two properties that were 500 meters apart. So it was really great, but how warm was it yesterday? I think 40 degrees with the humidity, and there we were out with the solar panels attracting the sun. Anyways, it was great. And then I had a meeting this morning with our new person who's looking after waste management, Nina and Carrie, and another meeting with Matthew Lacombe, which tomorrow there's going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning, there's going to be a press conference where they're going to be announcing the new site of the new hospital for Gatineau. And I have to tell you that today, we can talk more about this when we come to the resolution that we're going to move tonight, but I will not be going to that announcement because as important as I think the hospital is, it's not going to open until 2032. And we have a far more pressing problem here in the Pontiac, which is that we had 7 technologues, and right now we have 5 that are planning to leave because they did not get the bonus. And this, there's nothing more important for us right now. This has to be our biggest issue. And tomorrow, Nicole, Andre, and I are meeting. Today, Andre's working relentlessly on this, as you know, but, they've broken for the summer. But the good news is the Treasury Board still meets for another 3 weeks. And the person we're working with is Sonia Labelle, because Sonia Labelle is the minister that looks after the Treasury Board. And she is from Gatineau, and she's starting to understand. The last thing I'll just quickly say is that Matthew Lacombe unfortunately said in the equity that the Pontiac is the furthest away from Ottawa. I told him today that that comment really showed us that he doesn't know the Pontiac, because the Pontiac has more of a border with Ontario than any other region. And how many hospitals are we competing with? Pembroke, Renfrew, even Arnprior, Deep River, Ottawa. And so Sonia LaBelle is starting to understand that. And remember what they said, that they would be vigilant and watch to see if there was any movement. So far, the 3 people in Wakefield have not indicated a plan to leave. But out of our 7, 5 are leaving. One's on maternity leave and has said she's not planning to come back here. Because there's a phrase, there's no praise like a raise. And when you don't get a raise, it's a slap in the face. And that's how we feel here in the Pontiacs. So we're more interested in our bonus. And as Nicole said, we can't wait till the end of the summer. It's got to be taken care of this week by Friday, as soon as possible. So I'll keep you all informed. And so any questions on my warden report? Okay, we'll go on then to announcements. At this point, I guess we don't need to pass the mic around. We'll start with Raymond Pilon, the mayor of Campbell's Bay. Anything new going on in your municipality?
For activities and stuff like that, pretty quiet. Just the mixed ball league. That's every Sunday, and the splash pad is open, and days like today is being used quite a bit. But then, of course, the resurfacing of the French Street, which also very important for us. That's going along really
When
good.
will it be finished?
They say by the end of August.
Oh,
So all summer.
all right. Carl?
Aileen and Kate, Saturday morning, we have the task force meeting from 10 till noon at the Bethany Hall. Everyone's welcome. July 1st, we're having a Canada Day from 11 till 2 at Henry Heaney Park, free hamburgers and hot dogs. And our splash pad is open all the time.
Wonderful. Not in the winter.
No, if you want to, go ahead.
By the way, everyone, after this, it's question period. I'm sorry that it's been slow, because I've been talking too much. Mayor Bryson, Alain Gagnon.
I think I'm young Bryson. Of course, lots of ball tournaments being organized, golf tournament as well. So the best we find out is check on the Facebook, the Bryson Ari, and or
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Colleen? Thank you very much. Go ahead. Yeah. Regarding fraud, that's wonderful. Good to hear that. That's wonderful. Thank you. Robert from Thorne, Robert Wills. Your band. Okay, thank you, Robert. Mayor Corey Spence. Okay, wonderful, thank you. Lucy Rivet-Paquette, Rapide des Chouachins.
Yes, we're gonna have a big day coming, opening of the splash pad. Gonna have and we have something for and we're gonna have a partial open coming up and
That's wonderful, and it's wonderful that you're commemorating former Mayor Doug Russell. We're very happy to hear that, Lucy.
Block and the name is on.
And I will be there,
Yes.
and Doug's wife Joanne will be there as well.
Yes.
Thank you, Lucy. Yeah.
Oh, the video was, I never did that, but I'm gonna learn. And to sell, and they always talk to me like, to do that. He was like that. So I was thinking like nice, and that was, he wanted to do that.
That's wonderful. One thing I learned when I go up to repeat is all the food is provided by Lucy and her family. Literally. Hard workers. Okay, Mayor Bill McCleary, Shawville.
That's me. There's a blood donor clinic tomorrow put on by the Ag Society at the arena. As I understand, the appointments are all full, but they will take walk-ins. And I think we had discussed maybe hosting a blood donor clinic as an MRC at one point, so maybe that could be a fall project. Canada Day flea market will start, I believe, at 10 o'clock. We'll go most of the day. The parade is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Our park equipment, we have installed finally the handicap swing. We paved some pathways down to the washroom, so we changed the entrance to it, so the kids don't have to compete with cars, the separate entrance. And I'm going to be coming after more money in the next FRR stream to continue with that. And finally, our crosswalks are up and running. Yes.
And you've got the flashing light at Maple Street that Sydney Sharp asked for. Thank you for following through.
Both schools and the park.
That's wonderful, Bill.
And the
Good for you.
MPQ hasn't torn them down.
Sandra Armstrong, NASA, Mansfield.
Yes, so in Mansfield, we do have the Mansfield on Hike. Adding to this year is our 175th anniversary of the municipality. So there will be lots of activities mixed in together. At Mansfield on Hike starts the 28th of June and finishes on the 30th or 1st of July. And the fireworks would be the 30th. There will be lots of activity for the kids, and that will be free, and petrol will be on our site. There'll be little shows and stuff for the kids, so that would be good. Some activities will actually be at the White Bridge Beach, and welcome to everybody. And during that weekend, they will have a ball tournament. And if you want to see everything, they have a page, Mansfield on Pike, or on Facebook at the municipality for the 175th activity, going through till the end of July. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mayor Christine Francoeur, Fort Collunge.
For June 24th, Petlo's having their annual activities. It's from 12 to 4. It's mostly activities for kids, but there will be music and everything. And there's also going to be a boat parade in the morning. So if I'm not mistaken, it's leaving Davidson and they're going to the Petlo. They should be ending up there around noon, something like that. And also, finally, we are so happy in Fort Collunge, we'll have the pump track opening on July 6th at 11 a.m. That's a Saturday. Everybody is welcome. There will be lots of surprises. There's going to be draws. There's going to be, we're sponsored by Coca-Cola, so Powerades will be for everybody. It's going to be quite the event. We have professionals coming in, and they are sponsored by Maison des Jeunes. They are actually bringing the professionals. And they will also be bringing equipment so that kids who do not have bicycles or skateboards, okay, Petro will be bringing them. So not Petro, Maison des Jeunes will be bringing them so that kids can try it, and adults, if you're interested.
Wonderful.
Just make sure you wear a
Helmet.
helmet, please.
Yeah.
I go on the pump track at 6 o'clock in the morning when there's nobody around.
There will be.
And you're probably walking on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Good hill training. Terry LaFleur, Mayor of Otter Lake.
Yes, real quick, July 1st is Canada Day and it is Canada Day celebration in Otter Lake. There's, the RA is of course taking care of all of this. I think the parade starts at 2, there's a flotilla afterwards, music, food, all kinds of fun. Come on out, Splash Pad is working as well. There you go.
Perfect, thank you very much. Mayor Ed Walsh from Clarendon. I'm sorry, I just realized I left that out. They had fresh lobster flown in from Prince Edward Island. Delicious. Amazing. Brent, or from Bristol?
June 25th, from 4:30 to 6:30.
Great, thank you very much. Mayor Lynn Cameron from Portage du Fort. Excellent, thank you very much. Mayor Jean-Louis Corriveau from Calumet Island.
Le 24 de juin, on fête la Saint-Jean-Baptiste, la fête du Québec. Beaucoup d'amusement, un camp chaud, puis il y a de la musique en soirée, puis toutes sortes de jeux pour des enfants, des clowns. Fait que everybody is welcome. So the 24 of June, just Saint-Jean-Baptiste. So everybody is welcome.
What time?
We start around 10 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, perfect, thank you. Mayor Doris Ranger Sheenborough. Yes, I will be.
She has a little small.
Well, that was a lot. Thank you very much. Mayor Odigo down from Waltham.
Where's Calumet Island? No, joking. Okay, I have something.
What is it?
The RA,
Mhm.
very proud of them. They're having Welcome Summerfest
Oh.
Saturday, August tenth, starting at 2 p.m. Live entertainment all day till early hours of the morning.
Excellent.
Isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
I'm very happy.
That's
And
great.
our skateboard is in. We lend out the equipment to all the kids. The municipality bought it with the grant we got through the vitalization. Pickleball is going. And that's about all. We can't do much. We don't have a splash pad.
Yeah. And finally, Mayor Donnie Gagnon from Chichester.
Only thing I gotta say is we have a Culview Museum in Chichester, will be opening next weekend for the summer,
Okay,
and we'll be attending the event in Sheboro.
wonderful. That's great. Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, finally, at last, we are to our question period. And I believe we didn't take names ahead of time or anything like that, but what is the microphone? What are you saying, Francis? For our audience, very good. So we have a podium there that individually people can use, or if it's a good place to speak from. And I just want to ask, put your hand up if you're here from Elena Kaywood concerning the evaluation assessment issue, okay? And how many people are here concerning the Bill Stewart issue? Everybody else? And is there anybody else who's here about any other issue? No, so it's the two issues in particular. Pardon me? Oh. And that map is something you're going to be referring to, right, Bill? That's why the map is there? No, I just wondered why the map was there. But I'm just thinking now. Okay. How many people would like to speak, Bill? Mainly you, but everybody's here supporting you? Okay. All right. And you know that on this item, we've deferred it. We're not voting tonight, but we are here to listen. So I think because you have the largest group, we'll let you go first. So the floor is yours, and here's the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are we here? We're here because we have 300 acres of property, and they want to put a road right through our property, take out the wood. And according to what is against us is a cadastre. Now, I have got a lot of maps. This map, by the way, was given to us by the forestry. It's 1993. It states clearly in 1993 that the road never existed. And when I met with the mayors, I met with Mr. Duran, I showed him this map that in 1993 didn't exist. But in 2013, a cadastre came to our property. And I met these people, and they made it pretty clear that this is what we own. 300 acres, what we own. And I met these people, and they clearly said that it belongs to us. It's a private road. I met these people again in Otter Lake, and we paid so much money, I forget what it was, for this cadastre paper. And it clearly states that this is us. Now, I went down to Campbell's Bay at our MP's office, because it's gone pretty far. Been going on now since May 3rd, when we got this letter from Mr. Duran, and had the MRC load upon it. So I assumed that all the mayors here had agreed to what's happening here. But Mr. Duran was asked at that meeting, the second meeting we had, This is the third one. Did the MRC know what's going on here? And he definitely said that you did. He was there. I asked him what road they were talking about, because there's multi roads on it. And they told us that it was the Brisbane Road. Very clear. The Brisbane Road did not exist after 1981. Because what happened was, in 1981, we only owned lots 26 and 27 up to 1981. So the Brisbane Road could not go through there because we didn't own it. 28 was owned by the Kloop family. So when you say the Brisbane Road goes right from Lasky Road to the Murray Lake Road, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist because we didn't own the property. I have a lot of people behind me here that are very concerned because we're always friendly to everybody. I just want to remind the table here that we were blocked. I'm not saying by who, but we were blocked on our main road going to our farm. Blocked solid by municipality allowing these people from Gatineau to take the road. They took a road on us that was always our main road. We traveled on that for years and years and we're friends with these people. But all of a sudden, they got mad at the bikers and they got a survey done with a group from Maniwaki. These survey people, because I was speaking to them, took the road. And the road, Mr. Blasky will speak, was the main line between lots. It was built by these old people. It was the only way that they had of taking their wood out and to farm. Because we didn't own lot 28. You gotta remember, we didn't own that. We only owned lot 26 and 27. So that meant the Brisbane Road ended on lot 26 and 27. It ended there. Now the road that the cadastre says goes straight through there. It says it goes right straight through lot 28. We only bought lot 28 in 1981. And from 1981 prior, it was that family back here, and their grandfather and their father for them maintained that road. They're here to prove to this table that they look after it. Municipality of Lake. There's stone piles all along that road. If you travel that road, you'll see the stone piles along that road. Do you think the municipality put them stones there? I doubt it very much that they did that. So we can prove that the Otter Lake Council did not spend one dime on that road. By a lady that worked for the council, she was EG for 25 plus years. She can prove to us, you people if you want it, that they never spent one dime on it. So after 1981, when my father bought the road, he bought that old house, and I have pictures of it here. We didn't travel that old road because it was a wagon road. It was only fit for Chevs to go through. But it was so bad because from 1981 to 2012, there was no maintenance on that road. So that's 30 years that nobody traveled that little laneway road. We call it a rough road. So when these people blocked this, I'm sorry if I'm going over 5 minutes, but this is important. When these people blocked this, that's right, thank you. But I think it's important that you know the history a little bit about it. And so after 1981, when we bought the property, we traveled the Brisbane Road because it was the only road that we had. The other road was a wagon road. So after 30 years of traveling that road, when they blocked us, what did we have? We had nothing except that wagon road. So what we did is, we'll prove to you tonight, if you need it, that we hired equipment, we brought gravel in, we brushed the road, and we fixed the road. Not the municipality of Otter Lake. Whenever there was a tornado went through, and we spent 3 days trying to get in there, it wasn't the municipality of Otter Lake, if they think you own the road, got us out of there. It was us. Now on this last cadastre here, in 2014, it definitely shows that the road is ours. It definitely shows that it stops when our lot stops. And you follow that road out, the next part of that road belongs to the forestry. And the next part of that road belongs to private. So not only is he trying to come to us, he's trying to come through another private bunch that at the other end. And we're here to prove that that road belongs to us. We made it, we fixed it, and we own it. It was always considered to be a private road. Nobody has helped us. Whenever the road was blocked, who did I go and see but the mayor? I said, hey, what's happening to us here? And he kind of washed his hands off. I won't mention who he is, but I went to see him and he forgot everything. So that's okay. I'm not gonna point fingers at anyone. But now that you have that cadastre, and I'm sure that's what you're using against us, doesn't mean nothing. Because on my cadastre here, it shows the road stops at the end of our property. It's all blue here. See this? That's us. See the orange here? There's, see that there? That's us. Wanna grab that, Bill? Now, new cadastre, how they got that, Jane, that cadastre, because in 2013, they had no way of coming in. Because we were blocked. I was blocked. So when the cadastre came in 2013, we brought them in, our wagon load. And they took right from our gate, we don't have no gates on it, from our territory, right to the end of our lot. It's a mile long. And that's how they got that on their cadastre, because we did it in 2013. That's how they got it. They didn't get it because somebody else did it, and that's how we got it. Now, the property was in our, like I said, since 1934. It has quite a bit of merit in that there was 91 years that we have owned lot 26, 27. There's not one person that I know of has ever questioned that road. It was always considered a private road. And we let everybody in. When the two corners were blocked, solid, because the municipality of Water Lake allowed another guy to walk the road at the other end, stop the four-wheelers, solid. They come through us, because we want people to come through us. We have never once tried to stop anybody. We have 250 four-wheelers coming through us in the summertime, because they have no other place to go, except through us. Now, I built a road on TPI property that takes us out to the Bodwell Road. You people are already almost beside me. I could walk to where the skidder stopped. I can walk to it. I can walk to the lake from there. I can't understand, gosh, why you people would not want to come in the road that is built. You bypassed all the cottagers on the Bodwell Road and you made a road in towards us. Now I hear there's too much private, but I go through there with my four-wheeler. These people do. There's no private. Your road there is yours.
Okay, Bill, I have a quick question for you. Have you had a chance to speak to the Ministry of Natural Resources like Gil Sullivan at all? Okay.
I haven't really.
That is the next step, in my opinion, for you. And we, everything you have said, I think historically is very important. Obviously, this is an issue for many people. It's not just you, because everyone's busy, and for you to take the time to come out on a Wednesday night like this, we can see this is very important to you.
Can I ask you one thing, Kay?
Yes.
Could you tell me what the name of that road is?
Do I,
But well, again.
so just a minute.
Nothing official, Mr. Stewart, but if it's true, it says some, on certain maps, it says.
There's no name in that road.
It says
Yeah.
Blisbois.
We pay taxes, Jane.
No, you know what, this person, Gail Sullivan, is our representative in the Pontiac for Ministry of Natural Resources. I think she could be very helpful in this issue.
But-
Two things, we're not voting on this tonight, we're deferring it to hear from you. You've given us a lot of good information. Number two, is that, you were concerned about the contract for the work. And, Jason Durant has assured me today that that's been postponed. That work's not going ahead until we can, resolve this.
Can I say one thing?
And
Kay?
so I would now like to just offer to have Gail Sullivan contact you, and you need to convince her of this information.
I have one thing left, Jane.
Yes,
I have an article that came from Léger de Quebec, which is a provincial law. It states clearly that any road that hasn't been maintained by the municipality or the ministry no longer exists. It's not a colonization road anymore. It belongs to the landowner.
Okay.
Now, if they say that's their road, they have to prove to us that they did some work on it, which they never have.
okay,
So I have Article 52, and I can give people copies of it. It states clearly, that any road that hasn't been maintained by the municipality or by the ministry is no longer a road, no longer a colonization road. It belongs to us.
I'm going to get in touch with Gail Sullivan tomorrow and I'm going to ask her to speak with you, okay?
Okay.
And I think that is I've spoken with Jason and Jason said that Ministry of Natural Resources
Exactly.
is where you really need to make
Because
your case.
just to put in perspective for every side of the story, I totally understand what you're going through. I do believe all the history that's been told. I'm not even doubting that at all. However, on the other hand, when it comes to the cadastre, it has its million number, and when you go at the registre foncier, it's identified as Otter Lake, the municipality's group.
I did a cadastre number, Jason.
Pardon me?
That is a cadastre number, done by the office in County State. That is a cadastre, that number, that shows there's no road. That's what it's.
I think this is the real issue, just
Uh,
if there's a mix-up in the cadastre, because
Yeah.
probably, as you know, during the reform cadastre in 2014, there's been a lot of mix-ups all over the county, as you know. And people had a certain time to contest these certain scrum problems, as we could say. And from what I understand, since 2014, this has been identified as being a municipal road. So
Sorry,
I think there's
I
a
want, all right, please, since you know me well. We met Jason the first time here at the office here, and he told us that that road would end up being a municipality road, and that they were going to build lots, maybe 10 lots, and these people would be going through our main road past our house with no control.
Okay,
No control.
so I just want to say, out of defense for people in the room, because it's, you know, one of the reasons we read out the Declaration of Decorum is just to protect people, and we don't want any negative comments made about people, especially when they can't defend themselves. So let's just, honestly, my best advice is that through the Ministry of Natural Resources, Jason has said there could have been a mix-up. What you know tonight is we're not moving this forward. We're not taking a vote, and we need more information. And the work for the contractors, they're not coming in to do any work. They can't until this is all resolved. And Bill, I think that you've made a very good, you know, you've done your research, but
Yeah.
more than that, you've lived there, right? And so have many of you. Did you want to just quickly ask a question? Yes?
I just wanted to maybe clarify what Bill Sullivan could provide.
Yes.
Just a clarification on the cadastre or.
The cadastre, yes?
Cadastre,
Mhm.
correct.
Yep. Yep.
And so that is what, Gail Sullivan provides, is that clarification on the conclusion of.
Definitely, she would be able to help us out defining what's the actual, regarding that registre foncier and everything, and if there's been a mistake in the past,
Mhm.
let's say during the reform, well, definitely she'll be able to help us out
One more point, I'm sorry. There's 3 ways that you people can take wood out of it. And the impact that you're gonna have, not only on us, but all the cottages that are on the Murray Lake Road, and even a business in our lake who have called the police, copy big trucks from tearing up the driveway. There's a lot of impact here, and you don't know that. There's 3 different ways that they can take the wood out on their own property, without interfering with any of us.
This is something, you know, that you can describe all this to Gail. And I know Gail well, and if you'd like, I can be part of the meeting too. Okay?
Thank you.
So thank you very much, everybody. If you want to stay. And you're welcome to stay for the rest of our meeting. It's up to you.
We have to work in the morning.
Well, right, we understand. So thank you for coming out tonight. So we'll just we'll give you a chance to leave, and then we'll do the Elaine A. Kaywood issue. And Carl, right after the Elaine A. Kaywood issue, we'll hold that. Okay, we'll do that. Is that right? Yeah, that's it. That's why I'm going to hold the vote after this. Yeah. Yeah. Pardon me.
I mean.
Well, first they want to say.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Some people have difficulty walking when they came here. Good for them. Good for them.
You'll need us for the next one.
Francis? That's it, Mike again?
All right, everyone, we're back to using the microphones apparently, so we're now going to turn, Isabel, did you want to say a few words? Just a few brief words, and what we're going to do is consider your resolution. We're voting on the resolution, not the letter, and we'll do that right away so that then you can see, you know, that that's been dealt with, okay? Would you like to say anything?
Can I talk after, can I talk after the resolution's adopted?
All right, we'll just read out the resolution then.
I'll use that one, yes, sir. Good, m'entendre, Francis? Work? So the support from the mayors of the MRC, whereas the municipality of Alien and Kaywood requests that the MRC Pontiac supports its request to the MAMASH, that's the Minister of Municipal Affairs, to review its comparative factor of 3.7 for 2024, to review the assessment process to be fair and incremental, to question the relevance of the comparative factor. Whereas adjusting the municipal taxation rate as a temporary measure does not address the root of the problem. Whereas all the communities of the MRC Pontiac and surrounding areas could potentially be open to similar increases in the future. Whereas the MRC Pontiac will consider looking at other options to calculate the shares and potentially drafting a bylaw with the objective of minimizing the effect of the comparative factor for that municipalities are not at risk of major increases in the second and third year of the triennial rolls. It would be proposed and resolved that the mayors of the MRC Pontiac support the request of the municipality of Alien and Kaywood, who will have prepared an open letter to be published and promoted addressed to the Minister of Municipal Affairs, André Laforêt, concerning the request for review of the provincial comparative factor and the assessment process in order to prevent other developing municipalities in Quebec to be in the same situation.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions? So what we're proposing is that we will vote on the resolution, and that resolution, if there's a copy of it, it could be passed around the table for the mayors individually to sign, to show their support on behalf of all our municipalities. So moved by Mayor Carl Mayer. All those in favor? Opposed? And we can record that as unanimous. Thank you very much. Isabel, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I would like to thank all of you for listening to the presentation that was done by my colleague of the task force last week. Unfortunately, I couldn't be present. I was in Quebec City at the ADMQ. And we really appreciate your support. The reason why I would like to talk to you guys tonight is to explain a little bit the reasoning behind us requesting you guys to sign the letter as well. We have a letter done from the municipality as well to send to André Laforêt. The comparative factor has been an issue in the MRC Pontiac before. I know that Chichester was hit 2 years ago as well with a high comparative factor. And I've been looking and studying as well all the shares and the difference into the comparative factor in year 3, the evaluation of the whole municipality in comparison to the same evaluation of the municipality in year 1 of the triannual roll, and we can see that there's difference there. And the reason why we're asking to kind of minimize the impact of the comparative factor when calculation of the shares is done is because for us, we have a comparative factor of 3.7, which is not representative of what our houses are, worth in Alien and Kaywood for the real estate market. Long story short, we had a big development in our municipality. We had vacant lots being sold for $40,000 to $50,000 when our current municipal evaluation was only $11,000, so triple the price, which hiked our comparative factor. We are not seeing the same impact for housing in our municipality. We're not seeing cottages or houses being sold for 3-4 times the amount like we are for vacant lots. And since we have a very small pool of houses that were sold during that period of time that was taking into consideration of our comparative factor, it's just hiked us up. And I don't know if you guys know, but I've been doing a lot of research on the comparative factor since this has been an issue for Alien and Kaywood. And the comparative factor is affecting our shares, our SQ tax. It's impacting our residents with their capital gains, with their school tax. It's something that really needs to be reconsidered. And we really need to do something to try and protect our ratepayers. So that's why we are asking Ministre Laforêt at Mamache to review her process. We're one small municipality, but it would really be appreciated if you guys could sign the letter as well, just to show that we're not the only one thinking that this is a problem, that this is the problem across the MRC Pontiac, and we will be spreading our words with other MRCs, and we just want to get bigger. André Fortin had a petition approved at the National Assembly that is now online. Go on our Facebook page. I invite all of you to sign it. I invite all of you to share our petition on your Facebook page as well, on all your respective municipal Facebook page. Our goal is to get 5,000 signatures. I'm hoping that you guys are going to help us in that, and I'm really hoping that you guys are going to consider signing the letter that was presented. Any feedback, any modification you guys would like to see on that letter, please let me know. Tim Farragon has been working in really close hands, giving the input, giving the information, educating me on the matter, and we've been educating our task force. It's very nice to see in Alien and Kaywood that we had ratepayers coming to us and wanted to work with us, because alone, we all know in small municipalities, we don't have a big staff. And I don't think we could have tackled that. So it's nice to see that we have ratepayers coming and working with us. Here tonight, I have Angela Giroux. She's the leader of our task force. She's been amazing. Guy Bergeron, he's a counselor and Alien and Kaywood and sitting on the task force. Denise Renault, she's also a ratepayer. Cindy Squiddy, she's a counselor in Alien and Kaywood. Donna Maxwell, she's a ratepayer. And we have Mona Giroux, which is also a counselor for Alien and Kaywood. And we also have many other members that would have loved to be here tonight, but unfortunately with being a weekday and working, but I have to salute Julie Beau, which has been taking care of all of her communication. She has a lot of knowledge and background in communication, and she's been really strong writing letters for us, and we would have never been able to afford a communication company that is giving us the support she is. So
I have one question for you. Do you have something, the piece of paper, the resolution that we can sign?
Yes, and I also
We just,
have
it's already starting? Very good, thank you.
the letter.
Thanks,
actually, that I
Isabel. Well,
copied.
if you want to just wait, we can
Yeah.
sign it and then you
I
can
also
take
have
it.
a copy of the French letter. If it's too much to ask, I would like to ask all of you to sign the French and the English.
The French is more important, going to Andrea Laforêt. No point in signing the English.
But I think both would be good because
All right.
we are a bilingual MRC, and it's nice to show that English is still needed in Quebec.
Oh, yes.
Even though they're trying to
Good point.
to eliminate us. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your leadership on this, Isabel, and thanks to all of you for coming again tonight to this meeting. And I know as of the evaluation meeting you had, you were already over 2,000 with your petitions.
Yes.
So I
we
think
have,
you've got a very good chance of hitting your 5,000 goal.
perfect.
And And it's wonderful that the mayors have supported you tonight unanimously.
The town hall meeting on Saturday, June 22nd. We will be showing an information session about the assessment in Quebec. We're going to identify what the flaws are according to us. And we'll also have a presentation by our task force. And most importantly, we have free ice cream at the end for everyone.
And you can say that the Council of Mayors supported you. Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody.
Jane, if I can just.
Yes?
On the municipal Facebook.
It was just the petition, the physical one.
Oh, yes, Angela, that's right.
Actually, we gave you the photocopy and we have the.
Yes, yes, that's
Okay.
good. And on Andre 410, even though they're on a break right now, even by September, you should present him with the original paper copies, okay? Thank you very much. We're very happy to have this petition here tonight. Okay, so that will be circulating and everyone can sign it, okay? And there's a place for
For you, yes, we have you up.
Okay,
I have the paper going around the table somewhere.
Yeah, I have it there.
very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, jumping into our agenda, we'll go to general administration, Kim Lesage. Oh, yes, our cadets have arrived, and so we're very happy to see you. We were saying a lot of good things about you, and actually Mayor LaRiviere thanked you publicly. You can say it again. Go ahead, Mayor LaRiviere.
Yes, you did a great job lorsque vous êtes venu au Manoir Saint-Joseph pour voir les résidents. And you spoke about fraud and they truly enjoyed your time. Their time. Yeah.
Thank you, very appreciated.
Oh, yeah, speak into the mic. Okay.
Just for people that are online, so the council meetings for your information are live on Facebook, so we have to talk into the mic with it again, here, but we just wanted to, so the cadets, Mathieu Vaillancourt, Mathis Bouchard are the two cadets. I'll leave them say a few words, but just so you know, we kind of had a brief conversation out here. Their schedule is essentially depending on according to the events that you might have. So we've got a Wednesday to Sunday schedule, for the weekends. There could be 12-hour shifts if there are daytime activities running all day. So please communicate. The person responsible for them is This is still that they do, same for the last year. And if there are any questions or concerns or events that you may not have mentioned earlier on in the meeting, because that information will be gathered by me. If you haven't, or you have something else to add, please send it either to myself or to the the detachment here in town. But I'll let them maybe say a few words, present themselves again for your information, and you're welcome.
Thank you very much. So hello, everybody. My name is Mathieu. It's my second year in the Pontiac, so it's very nice to see some of you again and to meet some of you. I'm very happy to be here right now. We're sorry for the delay. We had an emergency before. We were supposed to be here at like 6:30, but we had something at Chimboro, so we're very sorry about that. Pretty far away. We just got back, but I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. So you already know a bit about what we do. We'll be here for community events, and as such, we're officers in training. So we're not officers yet, but we're training to be police officers. I'm going to the academy probably during the next year, and Mantis here is yeah.
Yeah, so my name is Mantis Shaw, and I'm from here. I'm from Shawville, and it's my first year as a cadet. And I'm currently going to Cégep in Gatineau as a technique policeman. I did 1 year, I have 2 years left. And yeah, after I need to go to police school to Nicolette, and yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have any activities or such events planned out or something, do not hesitate to reach out. We really try and be at the most place possible. So if there's something and you're not even sure if it would be fun for us to be here or it would be appropriate, don't hesitate to reach out and we'll definitely be there. So
I can tell you right now, they went around the room, it took them 15 minutes to give all their activities, so you're gonna be booked and booked and booked. So we just want to welcome you. Thank you so
very
much. That's great. You can stay if you'd like, have a seat,
You can
for the rest of the meeting,
Yes.
or you might have,
Well,
or you might have some other emergencies to take care of. So thank you very much for your hard work.
In fact, I was told it ended an hour ago.
Oh.
They're not-
So they're off duty. Okay. Thank you very much.
thanks to you.
Okay. And, I'm just formally going to give our petition from Elena Kaywood to our president. Thank you very much, Travis. Okay, next.
You don't know.
We are going to the general administration, Kim Lesage, service officer, DGA staffing, 13.1.
Le premier point, c'est pour un contrat avec la FQM. This first point is for a contract. We're a member of the FQM, and they have human resources and labor relations services. The hourly rates for that range for 2024 between 135 to 215 per hour. And we have the opportunity to benefit from their services for human resources matter. And so this would be to award the contract to the FQM at the hourly rates that are in effect.
You need to absent yourself, no? This is an item about the DGA staffing.
We do.
Okay, very good.
Just to award a
Thank
contract
you
to
very
FQM.
much. All right, someone move this resolution, moved by,
Okay. I would like to abstain. Travis, please look at that.
okay,
From.
well, yes, I think that's a good idea. Okay, no, it's not,
Okay,
right,
yeah,
but abstain. should
So
not
this
be voted.
contract for the hiring of a
Pardon me?
assistant DG?
yes.
Yeah.
Pardon me? Oh, that's what you're saying. I thought you were abstaining too. I'm sorry. I didn't know why. Okay. Moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Second item, 13.2, sale for taxes, Portage du Fort, a resolution, Kim.
Une résolution pour autoriser une signature pour le temps pour taxe. So a resolution to authorize myself for signing of a sale with Maître Alary for a lot in Portage du Fort, or a house in Portage du Fort.
Okay, moved by Mayor Odie Godin. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 13.3, the we've done. 13.4, evaluation FQM. Assessment to FQM. Kim.
Une résolution pour allouer un offre de service à la FQM pour l'évaluation foncière. So this is to provide another contract for our assessment department to the FQM. We currently have over 1,500 files that are awaiting calculation. So we're proposing to for the FQM to calculate minimum 700 files for a total cost of $11,695.32 plus taxes.
Okay, I need a resolution moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Finances, we need 14.1, our financial report, a resolution by our Director of Finance, Annie Vaillancourt.
Okay, so for the MRC in the last month, so we have, of course, our accounts receivables, 2,199,370. So of that, there's about $837 that are loans from the Economic Development Department. We have shares that were built to municipalities, so that's just a little over $1 million. And then just our regular receivables are 192,000. Then we have the list of bills that we need to pay, so that's $112,531.54. There's a list here about 50 or so bills, a lot of contracts that we have for assessment department, also for the, land use plan. And then there's, everything from, office supplies to, gas, our photocopier leases, our Pontiac Journal, general along this, so 112,000 for that. So the next one is all the bills that have been paid, so $372,958.46. Most of that is FRR grants that have passed here by resolution. Also donations and sponsorships that have passed by resolutions. We have all of our utility bills, Visa cards, and yeah, Hydro and Bell. And so that's 372,000. And the last one is the travel expense in the last month for the council. So that's $979.51.
Thank you, Annie. Any comments or questions? Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Did the letter go around?
Kim, that's it. Oh, Kim has it here.
Sandra Armstrong? Has it signed? Well, I don't think, Isabel, we were planning to sign the resolution, but it's the letter that you've sent around.
Whoever was okay with signing the letter, I'll select those one, and those mayors that didn't feel comfortable to sign their letter.
Everyone was going to sign the resolution. Do you also want 18? Do you have a resolution with a
Yes.
blank, even a blank
I do.
page? Yes, so Sydney? Yes.
I am just curious as to why some mayors have opted out of signing the letter.
That's not appropriate, actually, my dear, right now, for you to ask that question.
And how is it not appropriate? Sorry about that. I'm really curious why some.
I'll tell you why. If you'd like to know,
I really would like to know. I honestly would.
Yes, Sydney, you've got a unanimous vote of support from this council. There's no mayor at this table who is not with you on this. But it was pointed out by one of the mayors, Mayor Lafleur, that here at the table, we communicate with the provincial government through resolution. So usually we just vote on resolutions. That's what we send. It is more powerful. The letter should really come from the Elena Kaywood Committee or the municipality itself. And so actually, it's pretty much all saying the same thing, right? And so let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive.
No, I'm very thankful everybody signed the resolution. I was just really curious if you
Actually-
the resolution, why you wouldn't sign the letter
Actually,
along with it.
I believe that Isabel came tonight prepared to have us sign the letter, but we preferred to sign the resolution. My point is, you have these pages that are standalone pages. Instead of attaching them to the letter, attach them to the resolution, okay? So if we know that they're going to be with the resolution, I think we're all prepared to sign it right now. And there's only a few signatures missing. Because that we've told them that it's with the resolution, not your letter. Okay, Isabel? I had,
thank everyone for their support.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Anyways, or look at it this way, you've got most signatures. And if there are some others that you need, we can maybe get them for you. Okay? Great. Good. That's the resolution? Okay, so just on the back. Very good. This is the resolution, everybody. If you could just sign your name. All right, so, listen, this is our last time together as a group until August. If someone could please just revise this, and we could tonight pass it around and get everyone's signature on the back. And we'll put a name, and then underneath we'll just print the name of the municipality. Good enough? Thank you very much. Okay, have a safe trip back to Elena Kaywood.
Yeah.
We are supporting you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be there to support you when it's your turn.
Thank you. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me, we're in a live meeting. We're in a live meeting, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Isabel. All right, let's get back into the meeting, everybody. Excuse me, who moved the resolution on the financial report? Okay, we need to move a resolution to accept the financial report. Moved by Mayor Terry LaFleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And it carries. 14.2, summer invoices, 2024, our Director of Finance.
Okay, just a quick resolution that we pass every year just to pay the bills during the summer while there's no council in July. So we'll just pay our regular monthly bills as we would normally here. So just a resolution for that, please.
And who would like to move it? Mayor Doris Ranger from Sheenborough. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you. Now we go on to, thank you, Annie. Now we go to Jason Durand, our Manager of Territory. And we have 15.1, a resolution for the call for awarding of a contract, call for tenders for the collection, transportation, and disposal of household waste. Carrie, you'll be doing this? Thank you, Carrie. Okay. I think he's still out in the parking lot talking to people.
So as you know, we're in the final year of our waste management contract. So I'm just going to read the resolution out. Whereas the municipality of Pontiac declared jurisdiction with resolution 2011-1109 to negotiate on behalf of the municipality as a contract for the reception, transportation, and disposal of household waste. Whereas on May 3rd, we published a call for tenders. On June 6th, at the closing of the call for tenders, the MRC had received 2 bids. Whereas the MRC is not obligated to accept any of the bids received. Whereas the results of the analysis of the bids received, they were analyzed. It is proposed and resolved to award the contract to Centre Filagree with the company number in accordance with the conditions of the tender. And it's also resolved to mandate Ms. Kim Lesage to sign the contract and all related documents. So I'll need a resolution to have a new garbage contract.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Would anyone like to be recorded as opposed? Yeah. I'm sure we'll be able to get those answers. Okay, thank you very much, Mayor Walsh. All right, thank you, Carrie. Is Jason here? Yes, he is. Back from the parking lot. Okay. We had a big crowd of them. 15.2, completion of flood zone mapping resolution. Jason Durand. Oh, Carrie. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Colin. So we had signed an agreement back with the city of Gatineau in 2018 for revising our flood mapping. And since then, the Ministry of Environment has come out with new guidelines with how we're supposed to do the mapping and have those intermunicipal agreements. So this resolution is to extend our agreement with the city that we have with the city of Gatineau, who is leading our mapping project. So I can just repeat to the resolution. So the bulk of it is that there's going to be a financial assistance agreement in the amount of up to $500,000 that's not coming from us to continue with the contract, and most of the whereases of the resolution are just modifying the contract, so changing the dates to 2025, 2026, just to extend our contract so that we can fit with their requirements of Ministry of Environment and MAMASH with regards to our new maps that we've been working on for the past few years in the city of Calgary.
Thanks, Carrie. Do I have someone move this resolution on the flood zone mapping? Moved by Mayor Odie Godin. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.3, the authorization to sign with EEQ, the preliminary partnership agreement with Eco Entreprise Quebec. Carrie.
So back to waste management, as you all know, our recycling is going to be centralized. It's going to work through the MRC from now on instead of with individual municipalities. So this is our authorization to sign our agreement with Eco Entreprise Quebec, who is the body who is going to be in charge of the recycling from now on. So we have to have this contract signed with them by the end of June so that we can start working on our call to tender for those recycling contracts.
Thank you. Moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.4, to do with the TPI, specific sales program by the MRC of Pontiac. Jason, would you like to introduce where this is?
Yes, for sure, Jane. So the financial situation of the TPI fund is currently very unstable. So in order to remedy this problem, there's a possibility that certain TPI parcels without development potential could be authorized for a sale within the framework of a specific sales program. So we have 6 parcels of land that has been identified that are landlocked or by neighboring private properties and or not represent significant potential for forestry, maple syrup production, or recreation and tourism, or even conservation. So those are the ones that we identified that we could go on for a sale by auction, and the revenues from this sale would be invested in the development of all of our other TPI resolution.
Okay. Thank you very much. Who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Brent Orr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.5. Again, TPI land exchange request, intermunicipal public lands. Jason Durant.
Thank you, Jane. So following analysis of a request from Escapade Eskimo concerning the potential exchange of a TPI lot in the municipality of Island and Kaywood, the multi-resource committee is favorable to this request. In order to continue the land exchange process, the Council of Mayor must give its approval via resolution, and finally, all conditions must be met by the applicant before the file can go ahead and be submitted to the MNRNF for its approval. Donc, je vais y aller en français vite fait. C'est une demande d'Escapade Eskimo de faire un échange de terrain dans Island Kaywood, qui serait vraiment à l'avantage autant de l'MRC que le demandant. Donc, pour aller de l'avant avec ça, le comité multi-ressources était d'accord avec la proposition. Donc, il faudrait compléter avec une résolution ici à soir. Et aussi, il faut que le demandeur tous les documents soient conformes pour être capable d'être envoyés au ministère pour leur approbation finale. Merci.
Thanks, Jason. Could someone move this? And it's being moved by Mayor Terry Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.6, land use request for a commercial lease located within TPI block number 7. Can you tell us where it is?
Yes, this is on the ridge there in Mansfield and Pontefract, just west of Fort Calange. So this is the Co-op Aventure Alliante. This is a request for a commercial lease of more or less 2,800 square meters for the establishment of a permanent shelter, so reception building for all trail users, accompanied by a sanitary block with dry toilet adapted to receive people with a physical disability and regular customers for hiking and snowshoeing. Donc, c'est une demande de bail de commercial d'à peu près plus ou moins 2 000 800 mètres carrés pour l'implantation d'un abri permanent, donc un petit bâtiment d'accueil là, pour les usagers des sentiers, donc accompagné d'un bloc sanitaire avec toilettes sèches et adapté pour recevoir des personnes vivant un handicap physique et la clientèle régulière pour la randonnée pédestre et la raquette. Resolution, please.
Thank you very much. Who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.7, Dumont Lake Beach, a resolution.
Thank you. Following an official request from the MRC Pontiac for the reopening of the road leading to the large beach of Lac Dumont, the ministry has responded favorably. However, this authorization to reopen the road is conditional upon the Friends of Lake Dumont obtaining a community lease from the ministry. So this is about to happen very soon. So in addition, the MRC must proceed at its own expense with the work necessary to reestablish safe access to the road leading to the said beach on Lac Dumont, meaning removing the existing barricades and installing as well a culvert conform to RADF standards. Donc, vite fait en français, c'est une demande officielle de la part de la MRC pour l'ouverture du chemin qui mène à la belle grande plage au Lac Dumont. Le ministère répond favorablement, conditionnel à ce que les amis du Lac Dumont, qui est une organisation là, dans le but justement qu'il y ait un bail communautaire de la gestion de la plage. Donc aussi, ça nous amènerait le mandat aussi d'enlever les barricades existantes et aussi de changer un ponceau conforme au RDF. Merci.
Thank you, Jason. One question. Can you identify the leader of the Friends of Lac Dumont?
Yes, this would be Marc Souillard, who
Okay.
we know really well, as you know.
Very good. Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.8, approval of bylaw number 465, amending zoning bylaw number 417 of the municipality of Shawville. Resolution.
Yes, so this is the municipal council of the municipality of Shawville that has adopted a bylaw, amending its zoning bylaw to add residential and mixed commercial use class to increase the density of dwellings in zone CM7 and REA. So this was all validated by our Mr. Jean-Pierre Valquette, who works for us there part-time regarding these type of files. L'approbation du règlement numéro 465, modifiant le règlement de zonage numéro 417 de la municipalité de Shawville. Donc, le conseil municipal de la municipalité de Shawville a adopté un règlement modifiant ce règlement de zonage afin d'ajouter les clauses d'usage en lieu résidentiel et commercial mixte permettant d'augmenter la densité de logement dans les zones CM7
along with the XMR project to be held in that building. There's a group of producers that got together to ensure, that will ensure the operation of the slaughterhouse. And it was recommended for these producers to create a solidarity cooperative. And so then we would like to pass a resolution for the MRC to become a member of this solidarity cooperative, please.
Thanks, Annie. Who would like to move this? Moved by Marilyn Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Now we go to donations, 16.2.1. A donation request from the Knights of Columbus of Fort Collonge, branch number 7221. Resolution.
This was a request received from the Knights of Columbus from Fort Collonge to a donation to help with all the extra costs that they have for maintaining their establishment. So the recommendation is to give them $200.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Lucy Rivet-Paquette. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.2.2, sponsorship request from the Bryson Revitalization Committee from the municipality of Bryson. Annie.
Yes, we received a request from the Bryson Revitalization Committee. This was to help them with their golf tournament and community day. And we would like to sponsor the gold sponsorship in the amount of $100.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Jean-Louis Corriveau. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.3, Investment Committee. Thank you very much, Annie. Now we go to Kim. Investment Committee recommendations.
Une recommandation qui vient du comité d'investissement pour octroyer une subvention PSE de $50,000. So this resolution comes from the Investment Committee recommendation, and it's to award a grant, a PSC grant of $50,000.
Any questions or comments? It's something that was approved by our investment committee, the MRC investment committee. It's a total of $50,000, and that is what we're approving, and the recipient is not stated at this point.
And the PSC, just so Odie asked the question, PSC is the programme de soutien aux entreprises, so it's to help small businesses.
All right. Yeah, there's a fund to help small businesses, that's right.
So
Okay.
we're creating the $50,000 fund. We're not giving the $50,000.
We're giving it, so awarding a grant, yes.
We'll be awarding it to.
We do not say at this point until it's been approved, and then they are contacted, okay? And then it's public.
Because they don't know yet.
It's been set at the comité d'investissement.
Exactly.
Trying to figure out the process. That's okay.
All right. So it's moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? All those in favor? Let's get the hands up. Thank you very much. Or not. And opposed? That carries. Thank you. We go on to 16.4. The awarding of a contract for work at the Stone School. Resolution.
Une résolution pour octroyer un contrat de jusqu'une somme de $30,000 pour faire des réparations nécessaires à l'école de Pierre à Portage-du-Fort. So following the building health report that we funded by Partie 5, there was some kind of critical work that was
There's
needed
just
to.
one moment, please. Whispering can be detected.
Yeah. I was fighting with Terry, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
There's some critical work that needs to be done at the school in Portage-du-Fort, and that's being rented by the Association des Artistes de Frontières. So we've got an estimate from stonemason called Ellison Masonry for the work, and it's a maximum of $30,100 before taxes, and that's going to be done likely in August.
Okay, any comments or questions? Moved by Marilyn Cameron. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 16.5, the FRR4 Annual Report 2023 Resolution. Kim Lesage?
Nous avons besoin d'une résolution pour approuver le bilan FRR 4 pour 2023, 2023, just 2023, sorry. So we need a resolution from the Council of Mayors to approve. It's because the government stuff is always over 2 years, so sorry. To approve the FRR for annual report for 2023.
Okay, could I have someone move this? Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. 16.6, the FRR Projet Résidence Meilleure. Go ahead, Kim, on resolution.
Recommandation du comité d'utilisation pour octroyer une subvention à FRR 4 pour le projet Résidence Meilleure. So this is a recommendation from the Vitalization Committee to award a $51,679.70 to Résidence Meilleure for their project. I think it's building a Belvedere and a garage for a storage shed. The project is a $61,000 project, and we would be giving 51 from the FRR Stream 4.
Okay, very good. And moved by Mayor Lucy Rivet-Paquette. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.7, the Waterway 2024, a resolution. Kim.
Une résolution pour octroyer un contrat pour offrir les services de transbordement de bateaux sur la rivière des Outaouais entre Portage, Bryson, Chapeau, Desjardins-Ville et Rapide-des-Joachim. So this is to award a contract. It will be to Jerry Cameron, who has a business in the MRC in Îles-aux-Allumettes. So to provide transporting services of boats along the Ottawa River from Portage, Bryson, Chapeau, Desjardins-Ville, and Rapide-des-Joachim.
Okay, and this one is going to be moved by Captain Waterway, Mayor Donny Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? I don't think we'd have a waterway if it wasn't for Mayor Donny Gagnon, to tell you the truth. Mayor Donny Gagnon has had a long history with this and has always been the one who has been very supportive and encouraged us at times, you know, and by the way, how's it doing, Donny? Oh,
It's going.
it's going. And eventually this waterway is going to go from, well, I mean, the water goes there. We would just like the waterway used from Ottawa to Mattawa, correct? Perfect. Now, have you taken your pontoon the whole way, Donny?
Oh, I haven't.
But Jay, we have some that's rapid.
Yeah, Dave, I was just gonna say that.
The responsive rapid is what Shanghai has in front of the trailer.
They do their own.
Yeah, you do the transfer.
I hear it, Cap.
So that's all extension.
An extension up to Mattawa.
Yeah,
That's right.
They do the math. Put 'em on the-
Okay, I understand. Well, that's great. Okay, so it's been moved. It's been moved by Mayor Donny Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.8, the FCM Sustainable Community Awards, a letter of support from the council. Resolution, Kim.
On va faire une application pour des prix de collectivité durable de l'FCM. Alors, on a besoin d'une lettre d'appui du conseil. This was an idea of Rachel in our economic development because the FCM have Sustainable Community Awards. And to be able to apply, we need a letter of support from the Council of Mayors. Now, since 2001, the FCM recognized most innovative environmental initiatives in Canadian cities and communities of all sizes. And so our resolution states that the Pontiac launched a call for interest for solar energy in February. We were the first MRC in all of Quebec to launch a call for interest of this kind. The initiative attracted a great deal of interest from people, not just provincially, but national media. We welcome 3 major solar energy promoters, and we're waiting to create some agreements with one or some of them. And solar energy projects can be extended to municipal buildings such as arenas to reduce energy costs. greenhouse gas and demonstrate a very environmental responsibility and generate social economic benefits. So we are proposing to apply for this award. And we also have it's also noted that we do have the largest solar potential in Quebec.
Wonderful. Who would like to move it? Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Now, thank you very much, Kim. That was well done. Now we go to Julian Gagnon, who has patiently waited for public safety. 17.1, resolution concerning the awarding of a contractual mandate for fire prevention inspections.
Yes, good evening once again. Donc, c'est concernant l'octroi d'un mandat contractuel à l'inspection en prévention des incendies. So, as budgeted for in 2024, a little late on the schedule so far. I apologize for that. We invited, called for tender to get some firms to provide us with at least a contract for the inspection of high-risk building in the territory, which the MRC has the mandate. We received 3 quotes. The lowest bid coming in at an hourly rate of $60 an hour plus mileage by the company called Premiere Resolutions.
Thanks, Julian. Any comments or questions? Who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 17.2, Les Amis de la Rivière du Moine. Resolution, Julian.
Oui, donc c'est pour le remboursement de certains coûts associés à l'achat d'équipements médicaux pour le sauvetage dans le secteur de des Joachim. So we have the organization called the Friends of the Des Moines River in the Rapid des Joachim area has amongst themselves created an emergency response plan with some volunteers that can attend and any ongoing emergency medical situation in the sector coming into Quebec from Rapid des Joachim all the way through to the Des Moines River and the Zec Des Moines and the Zec Rapid and so on. The Cottagers Association has also been involved, and there was a presentation given here by Mr. Wally Shaver a couple months ago presenting his project. They have made the purchase of several $1,000s worth of equipment for medical rescues, for which the Ontario paramedics and OTP will respond to in that event with an interprovincial agreement that is happening. So we would like to contribute to the purchase of some of their medical equipment due to the fact that most of our equipment that was purchased in 2018 is situated in Otter Lake at Mansfield currently, which is over 2 hours away from the nearest medical event. And obviously for those reasons, we would like to also provide that same level of service to the residents and users of Rapid des Joachim and that sector of our MRC. Therefore, we would like to contribute. The recommendation is $5,000 towards their equipment that would be given and strategically placed at a location, either a ZEC welcome center or similar type location where they can be easily accessed in the event of an emergency.
Thank you very much, Julian. Any comments or questions?
I have just a quick question.
Yes.
There is no amount on the resolution.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but I mean, is it?
Do you know the amount?
You said 5,000.
It is $5,000. The recommendation is what we spoke about, and I believe so. That's my apology.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. We just added.
Thank you. And as you know, Wally Shaver came and spoke to us about this, and I think he'll be very happy with that amount of money. Perfect. So who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Odie Godin. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Julian. Now we go to miscellaneous, and 18.1 is a resolution on the compensatory measures for technologs or technologists in the Outaouais region. So I'm just going to read it out. Basically, considering the interview conducted by Mr. Peter Bonville, emergency physician in the Gatineau Hull, president of the Conseil des médecins, dentistes et pharmaciens du CIS de l'Outaouais on April 24th, where he talked about, it was called Imagerie Médicale Exode Massif des Technologues de l'Outaouais vers l'Ontario on a program 98.5 FM, considering the current crisis in health services in all Outaouais MRC territories, and I've added, but now especially at Wakefield and Shawville. Considering the financial agreement between the Alliance du Personnel Professionnel et Personnel de Santé et de Services Sociaux, the APTS, which is the syndicate or union, and the Quebec government last April concerning in particular compensatory measures for Gatineau technologists. Considering the meeting held on May 30th, 2024, between the Minister of Health, Mr. Christian Dubé, the prefects of the Outaouais region, and the mayor of the city of Gatineau, and it was also Minister Lacombe, concerning the crisis in the region and the measures to be implemented quickly to avoid a major service disruption. Considering the meeting held on June 10th, 2024, between the Minister of Health, Mr. Christian Dubé, Minister Lacombe, the prefects of the Outaouais region, and the mayor of the Ville de Gatineau, concerning the proposed adjustment of compensatory measures dedicated. Considering that following the announcement that technologists in Shawville are not eligible for the compensatory measures, we were advised that 4 technologists have applied for position in Gatineau and 1 in Deep River. If these positions are filled, we will be left with 1 full-time and 1 part-time person. It is proposed by and resolved that based on the information received on June 10th, the MRC Pontiac asked the Minister of Health, Christian Dubé, and the President of the Conseil de Trésor, Sonia Lebel, to apply the same compensatory measures specified in the financial agreement with the APTS to all technologists in the Outaouais region in both urban and rural areas, and that the President of the CPO, that's Benoit Lauzon, be and is there hereby mandated to follow up on this resolution, particularly by transmitting the request to the Minister of Health, Christian Dubé, and the present member of Conseil du Trésor, Ms. Sonia Lebel, which has been done. So anyways, could somebody please move this resolution?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So all of that extra is going to be added to the resolution, is what you're saying? Everything you just read out, because what you read out was not here. Right?
Okay, the last considering part was added by maybe Francis, is that his handwriting? Or Travis? Who added?
Francis, yeah.
Francis, yes.
Okay, so all that.
Because otherwise it's kind of out of date,
Yep,
you know,
no,
we want to bring this urgency to light. Yes,
We'll add Ms. Lacombe.
and we'll add Lacombe, who was left off in both places, that's right.
Thank you.
Okay, so moved by Mayor Bill McCleary.
Hello.
It's your hospital, I mean, it's our hospital, but it's in Shawville. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? This will be recorded as unanimous, please. Thank you very much. And 18.2, support request for funding from the Canada Economic Development Agency. The 2 gentlemen who came from Fiber Pontiac, a resolution. Jason?
Thank you, Jane. So Fiber Pontiac has a new initiative in business startups regarding the wood industry. So Fiber Pontiac initiative will aim, among other things, to attract and support innovative startups from Quebec and Ontario in wood processing, build new markets for Pontiac wood, and provide training to youth for current and future jobs. And Fiber Pontiac has made a funding request to the Canada Economic Development Agency, which amounts to $981,000 over 4 years. So Fiber Pontiac would like that the Council of Mayors of the MRC Pontiac support them in this new initiative and its request for funding from the Canada Economic Development Agency. I'll do translate in French, do you mind, Jane? FIB Pontiac a une nouvelle initiative comme accélérateur d'entreprise dans l'industrie du bois. FIB Pontiac visera entre autres à attirer et soutenir des entreprises innovantes du Québec et de l'Ontario dans la transformation du bois, à bâtir un nouveau marché pour le bois du Pontiac et à offrir de la formation aux jeunes pour les emplois actuels et futurs. FIB Pontiac a fait une demande de financement à l'Agence de développement économique du Canada qui s'élève jusqu'à 9 881 000 sur 4 ans.
Et évidemment, Phil Pontiac souhaite que le Conseil des maires de MIC les appuie dans cette nouvelle initiative et aussi à la demande de financement auprès de l'Agence de développement économique du Canada. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Okay, moved by, you have a question, Robert?
What kind of fibers?
Pulp and biomass, and they talked in particular about grinding it to a powder. And they're very interested in sugar and lignin, as well as basically helping us find a solution for pulp and biomass, which right now, you know, since Fortress has been closed, a lot of the pulp and biomass is just, and what was impressive is they're two university professors. And one is from, do you remember York? And one is from originally Europe, and Sherbrooke, I think. Yeah, exactly. And they actually have got an office right here in Campbell's Bay they're going to be using, and think that some of their equipment could be moved in there, but they're not asking the MRC for any money. They didn't ask the investment committee for any money. They have applied for this federal grant, and we're giving our support to help them get it. Okay, moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in, oh, did you have a question, Doris, first? Yeah, go ahead.
Portable, it's portable, like it's not a, equipment is stationary. Apparently it's portable. Can Jason elaborate on that?
Well, like I say, I don't have all the business model, but from what I understood, it's, they'll be providing expertise for different businesses, actually. So especially when it comes to wood with no takers, the pulpwood especially. So it's trying to create new markets, having new product, to new specifications when it comes to mulching, chipping.
One transformation they showed was a pallet that was made by pressed wood, you know, which starts with a powder. Okay, so it's moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in favor? Opposed, and we'll record that as unanimous to help them. They're good. 18.3, support recommendation for Salmonix. Kim?
On s'est fait demander pour une résolution de support pour le projet Salmonix et aussi pour leur demande à Hydro-Québec pour 12 mégawatts d'électricité. So we received a request from Salmonix to for their project that they want to establish here in Pontiac, and they're requiring 12 megawatts of electricity supply. So they have submitted a formal energy block request on March 29th, and they're asking us to support this resolution and to also the Hydro-Quebec and the MEE grant the 12 megawatts of energy blocks to Salmonix to ensure the implementation of their project.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions? Okay, moved by Mayor Odie Godin. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And we've added 18.4 Hydro Quebec. I'm going to let Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong start off with this. Go ahead, Sandra.
So on Monday night, the electricity went out at Monday night? Yeah, did you? So the electricity went out, I think, on Monday night at 3:30. And a few hours after it came back. I know that the problem was on Tomalapay East at the corner of 148. And last night again, the power was cut. We had a failure of power. The problem seemed to be at the same place again. The technicians, the truck drivers that were there didn't really know what the problem was. It was twice in 2 days. Today, I did get a call back from Marie-Lou Saint-Onge. She replaced Helen. And they don't know what the problem is, but the failure is right there at the same place for the last 2 days. Today, it seems okay. I'm gonna touch wood. But that's the answers we got. That's it. I don't know if Corey, you received any other answer or Odie, but that's what we got today.
Yes, and Actually, now I was going to ask Mayor Gagnon to speak. Donnie?
Yeah, because last night, the power was off for probably 5 hours. And it's been the last couple of weeks, it's been off 4 times, maybe. So what's happening is, with all this heat, people are, their air conditioners. And my thing is, what is the cause? Which we can't seem to get the answer, and what are they doing to rectify the situation? This is starting to get pretty serious when it's going off that often, and it seems to be in the worst possible time.
Can
It's
I
either in
ask-
the winter, when it's cold, 40 below, or when it's plus 30 or 35. So this is bad for our seniors and for everybody.
I did I'll just reply a minute to Donnie. I did ask her about the air conditioner because it's so warm. And she said that wasn't a problem. They can supply all of that. They just don't find the problem.
Well, I think another issue from what you mentioned, Mayor Armstrong, is that when Alain Paquette was here, we were able to contact him. He called us back. There was a number that we could call. I think the worst thing for you mayors that are involved in this situation that's causing the outages in your 4 municipalities is that when you're in the thick of it, you have no answers, no information, and you can't really help your residents.
5 municipalities.
5 municipalities, Doris as well. Okay, thank you. And also, we're seeing some pretty warm days and it's just June. So they can say that it has nothing to do with the air conditioning if they've got the power, but we question that. Go ahead, Mayor Corey Spence.
Well, I think that it's an ongoing problem that's been going on for a long time. We've been down this road before. So we know what the problem is. It's the aging infrastructure, what it is. I go to Quebec, we're isolated from the network, our 5 municipalities. So when they need extra power, they have 2 choices, probably the province of Ontario, because we're already on their network. But if not, we gotta bring it from somewhere else. So we gotta bring it from where? We gotta bring it from the Hydro-Quebec network, which comes down the line all the way from Australia. So Hydro-Quebec is well aware of the situation. You're well aware that they need to upgrade our network down here, and it's gonna be getting worse and worse as we go green. So been thinking about this for a while, and we all gave resolutions that I really back and all this. I think the next step would be maybe to as an MRC send a resolution to the network. That way there it will straight to them, they can investigate and see what the problem is. Because I'm not confident that loop is getting closed with that.
Right, and you're correct. Last year, or when you held your big meeting, we learned that they have $2 billion a year for infrastructure, and we asked for a new substation because they did agree that would help us. We're just not being given the priority that we need. And another thought, I had an opportunity to make a bit of a connection with the new CEO, Michael Sabia, and he, I think, would be very interested in the story, because the other thing he's interested in is looking at the different tarification rates to help our OBNLs and our arenas, because again, they're all being charged the commercial rate. So that could be,
For sure, and maybe while you're talking to them, you could mention the fact that this painful hand wasn't working. As we were speaking to the Hydro-Quebec person represented last night, they were saying that the power would be on. And it was it's been a half an hour on in Mansfield, and then they came up to us and agreed at the last minute. So there's no communication from internal communication, and it's still not getting communicated to our own.
Yeah, we won't mention any names, but can I just ask, is the replacement of Alain Paquette someone that is readily available for you? Are you in communication?
The way I got.
Is the person knowledgeable?
No. The way I got to her this morning is I left a message on that number that we're supposed to have for the media or municipality. And I said, I need answers today. You need to call me back. It's 2 days in a row, another one will be today. But I never asked for her, but she called me back at the end of the day. But that's the only time I talked to her in the last days. Yes.
Mayor Bill McCleary?
Not always there.
I haven't had any emergency dealings with her, but she's quite prompt to answer her emails. But it's always a political answer that blah, blah, blah. They don't care. They just don't care.
2 weeks ago, we lost hydro at 8 o'clock at night and we received at 2 o'clock p.m. the next day. Yeah. It's always like that. And-
Well, this is our last meeting until August, so could I just, could we do this? Could we just make a plan that the 5 municipalities that are running into this problem, that we stick together, that we work together in the next couple of weeks, and that we get some action through some higher people in Hydro-Quebec, and at least try to get a meeting maybe in the next week or two before everybody breaks for the summer. Yes? Odie Godin?
When Alain Paquette was here, he told us the truth,
Yes, I know.
whether we liked it or not.
Yes.
But at least it was the truth.
I agree.
This lady says, well, I suggest you look at our site under Hydro-Quebec. You'll probably just get the information I have.
Yeah.
But it could be lightning. I said, there's no lightning.
You know, perhaps.
That's insulting.
Mayor Corey Spence, can I ask a quick question? Do you think that all the information from your meetings hasn't been passed on? Do you think this person that's in the position even understands what our challenges are?
In my opinion, I think that, at the time, there was, fixes made or band-aids put in place that helped the situation.
Yeah.
However, you know, there's more going on networks, it's still, it's still getting older.
Right.
So, whether the information got passed on, I'm sure that there was a file, so.
Yeah.
How much is aware of that?
Has anybody, you know, Alain Paquette still has the same cell phone number and I see him on LinkedIn. I can reach out to him and simply inform him that we're back to ongoing problems and ask his advice, ask who it is. Actually, he did give me a name of a person who is senior, and maybe that could be a person that we could reach out to, but something's got to be done. Yes,
I
Mayor
sent
Bill
the email
McCleary.
to his old address, assuming it might still be valid, and.
Yeah, he has the same cell phone number still.
St. Ange answered, but she doesn't have any cell number on her communication, so.
Okay.
No.
I can try out
Well,
that number the next time.
We're not getting satisfactory service. That's it. That's all. Okay.
In a way, they're all starting online to blame the Walton generating station. Now, that might be true, but it could be true that it needs updating or whatever. But they're concentrating on Waltham needing to fix.
I think the person at the table who has the best understanding about all of this is Mayor Corey Spence. Like you've researched this. You understand that connection with Ontario and everything else. So maybe we could rely on you to give a little bit of leadership again in this area. Thank you very much. Well, I think that we have reached that point called premature closing. Who would like to move that?
That's my job.
Yes, it's your job. It goes once again to Mayor Odie Godin. And may I say to everybody, I hope you'll have a bit of a rest over the next month. And happy holidays if you're taking them. Look forward to seeing you in August. Wait, did we vote on closing the meeting?
Well,
No, all those in favor of closing the meeting? Opposed, unanimous. Can I get this? Sure.